AOC plus 3. You know AOC? Not a good student, not good at anything, but she's got a good line of crap, I'll tell you that. How about Omar of Minnesota? We're going to win the state of Minnesota because of her, they say. He's telling us how to run our country. How did you do where you came from? How is your country doing? They're going to tell, she's going to tell us, she's telling us how to run our country. And you know what? The Democrats in Congress, you have to see what they're doing. Their stance on Israel, it's like a whole different world. It's like from 10 years ago, it's like a different world. And we want to keep our world the way it was and the way it's going to be. We've got the greatest country on earth, and we're going to keep it that way. We don't need socialists, and we don't need communists telling us how to run our country.
She's telling us how to run our country. Our country. She's an American citizen. She was a refugee from Somalia. She came here seeking asylum at the age of 12 and became an American citizen before she turned 18 at 17 years old. Where do you come from, Trump?
So I agree with the way that you were. I agree with what you were saying about how, you know, he kind of implied as if she wasn't an American citizen. She absolutely is, but it doesn't mean she's not an idiot. She's definitely stupid. She doesn't always understand things that she says. She makes a lot of false facts, you know. She says a lot of things that aren't true, which I don't know if she's either stupid or a liar. Let me rephrase that. But calling him a racist for calling someone who's genuinely either an idiot or a liar racist is very unfair. So here's my evidence. Go to PolitiFact, fact check list. The first thing on the page about Ilhan Omar. The U.S. spends 57 cents on the dollar on defense. That is absolutely false. I don't understand. Most of our budget goes to defense, but yeah. She said that December the 1st, 2019, in an interview. That is so false. No part of that is right. She says the 1% is paying less taxes than everyone else. That is half right, according to this, which I can see why, because America's tax system is very progressive. The more you make, the more you're going to have to pay. But it doesn't really make sense because, like I said, the rich are going to have to pay less taxes. The reason why it's half true is because it's sometimes not always equal. It's not always like a completely good system. It's flawed a little bit when it comes to that, but she's really not that right here. She's more wrong than right, but I guess it says half true, so I guess she's half true. Every day, on average, 500 people die from gun violence. That is so false, I don't even know what to say. She said that in a tweet, June 5th, 2019. So, yeah. Ilhan Omar, I hope I am pronouncing that right, says that the Council on American Islamic Relations was founded in response to 9/11. That is not true at all. I don't know why she even said that. She said that on March 23rd, 2019 in a speech. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to say it's true, even though it's not. But, yeah. Of course, there's things that she says are true, but nothing I've seen her say has been 100% true. Things that she says are sometimes true, but not really that true. In 2017, the CEO of McDonald's got paid $21.8 million. The median pay for McDonald's worker that year was $7,000. This is a moral outrage. We need a $15 minimum wage so that no one is paid a poverty wage. That is not really true, but it's mostly false here. So that was written February 7th, 2019 in a congressional hearing, which is funny because it took place in a congressional hearing and a legit site where people check facts stated it was wrong, and yet she got a walk free from it. So yeah, let's continue.
On the globe, how dare she? The amount of racism that he stokes against Ilhan Omar specifically is one of the most disturbing things I see in politics on a daily basis.
How so? You actually don't really have a lot of evidence here, so you kind of just skim past it, which is understandable. If you're trying to make the wrong case and lie, but I don't understand where in that sentence he was racist. There's no racism in that sentence. He was just honest. You know, sometimes some of his statements could make sense, like what you say is racist, but out of all of the ones, why did you choose that one to propaganda over? It's really dumb, but sure, he's racist.
Just go to her Twitter and read her mentions. She gets death threats on the regular. She gets death threats from her colleagues, and this is somehow allowed.
How is this okay? I don't understand what you're talking about here. And personally, I'm fairly confident that Trump actually receives more death threats on the regular. It definitely seems that way. In fact, assassination attempts have happened on him. 2016, Donald Trump, Las Vegas rally incident. A man pulled a pistol. He attempted to grab the pistol of a police officer who was providing security. So I don't understand what you're saying. How is this okay? Because people were okay with that incident. People didn't care. No one cared. But apparently, it's called common courtesy, and it's called equal playing grounds, and that is something that politics these days are just devoid of. People won't judge Trump by the same standards that you judge the people that they support, which is super unfair. I don't understand why. It makes no sense to actually do that, but sure, whatever. Trump's a racist. He wants to end the world. He wants to end America. He's all these bad things, but I guess he's all these bad things, but the one thing you can't say is that he's a liar.
Because she's a Muslim woman and she's from a different country and she's black. It's the trifecta for all the Trump supporters to get them to hate her. And by the way, Republicans, they want to talk about how they love bootstraps. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps and make something of your life. They're going after AOC. Oh, she's a bartender. She's only a bartender. No, now she's a congresswoman. She worked hard while she was in college. Trump saying she's not a good student. Please. It's the stupidest thing ever. He can just repeat it. Trump won't release his own grades. It's all projection. She graduated cum laude from BU.
So this is a pretty controversial topic. A lot of people like to argue about because it's all like speculation. Like you have to actually trust one outlet from this, and that's AOC, which she's definitely lied. She lied about. She lied and said that Border Patrol agents were physically and sexually threatening towards her, which that is very dumb. But sure, I guess we'll say that we believe her. But then the next thing, that's a little bit too stupid for me. That they ordered detained illegal aliens to drink from a toilet. That is so stupid. It's hilarious. People like to forget that this is America, a place where you actually get to choose, who gets elected, and you have a freedom, you have rights. That is illegal. You cannot make people do that in America. And number two, if you say that, oh, they can, it's just, it's illegal to do that, but they still did it. This is America, not like somewhere where that stuff is allowed, like North Korea, where if they really want to do that to their own citizens, they really could, or like a country like Venezuela. So there you go, debunked.
That's objectively a good student. But Trump threatened to sue his university and high school from releasing his grades.
No one needs to know that information but him. And if you want to take it like, why is he so stingy about it? Is because it's actually against the law for a school to do that. Until a student becomes an eligible student at 18, they can consent to a school releasing public information or records on them once they hit 18. But Trump was 18 and he did not allow them to do this. Therefore, it's against FVRPA. So against the law for them to do that. But sure, I guess we'll just dip into lies and deception and try to deceive and make Trump seem like a horrible person for his past and something that is actually technically right for him to do. But yeah, sure.
I wonder why he keeps repeating the good student thing. But I digress. They say they want people to achieve their dreams and work really hard. Ilhan Omar was a refugee who is now a congresswoman. AOC was a bartender part-time to help her family after her father died, and now she's a congresswoman. That's what you say you want the American dream to be.
Out of everything that was probably said in this video, this is one of the more dumb things. Why did you put this in this video? It makes no sense. Sure, you can have respect for somebody, a little bit more respect for somebody because they went through hardships in their life, but that doesn't mean they're not liars, they're not bad people, doesn't mean anything. Sure, it means they're hard workers. It doesn't mean that they deceive people and are actually phonies. So they both have lied. They're both liars. That's all you really need to know. So I don't get this whole thing where the American dream automatically means that you're a good person or you know exactly what you're talking about, I guess. But yeah, sure. Keep deceiving people and lying, but sure. Because liars prosper, right?
But it's not that. I could hypocrisy shame them all day. Ilhan Omar did respond to Donald Trump's extreme racist riling up of his base on Twitter. Omar, who has been an American citizen for 2 decades, slammed Trump in a tweet. "Firstly, this is my country and I am a member of the House that impeached you," Omar wrote. Awesome. "Secondly, I fled civil war when I was 8. An 8-year-old doesn't run a country even though you run our country like one." A year ago, Trump smiled as supporters chanted "send her back" during one of his attacks on Omar and other lawmakers of color. Omar said Trump's lies were putting her life at risk. Trump's campaign aides are putting a heavy emphasis on Omar's home state of Minnesota, which Trump narrowly lost to Hillary Clinton 4 years ago. Biden is leading Trump by 10.2 points in Minnesota, according to the average of recent polls compiled by the Real Clear Politics website. But yeah, he can just repeat that he's going to win Minnesota in his campaign rallies because there's no consequences for his lies.
When I first heard that clip, I really wanted to talk so bad. I really hope that the channel sees this video and actually understands what I'm talking about. So they, I can prove that they actually have more than 3 brain cells. But I admit that was a pretty good burn that she did to Trump when it comes to insults, but where was the lie? She said that Trump's lies are causing death threats, but where was the lie? Where? I don't see it. Do you want to know why I don't see it? Because there was none. And then they mentioned that the Trump smiled when they said, "You get her out. Get her out the country." First off, y'all know that you smile whenever you want Trump to get impeached and kicked out of the country. All of these things put Trump in jail. People smile at that. But the second that Trump smiled when people say "get her out," automatically he is a racist. He is a narcissist. He's negligent. Like I don't get these people. These people are like, see, you'd call them half brains, but they're really not. They're more like fifth. They're like a fifth of a brain. Take the average IQ of a human being, divide that by 5. That's as much IQ as IQ points that they have. So I don't get where you come to this like conclusion that I don't even get it. I don't even know. I'm so baffled by this. It's so dumb. It shouldn't even be a topic. In politics today, they say there's no equal playing ground, and there is none. As you can see, it's very unfair. You have to judge politicians by how you judge other politicians. That's how it should be. That should be like how politicians should be judged. They should be judged by what they do good, what they do wrong, and judged upon how honest they are. And people like to forget about the honest part today. And I just really needed to talk about that and wanted to explain that people are really just kind of overselling this. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people have talked about this and probably debunked her and her points on this, but it's really dumb. So I'm just going to go on to the next point.
In fact, he's actually reinforced by lying because whatever he says, he gets his supporters to believe, like the mass voter fraud that he claims is going to happen, which isn't a reality. And then he's rewarded by it because Republicans will respond in kind and his supporters will respond in kind and push the narrative that he wants to the fore, even if there's no basis in reality.
This one was also pretty funny. It also makes no sense, but sure. If I claimed that the Seahawks are going to win the next Super Bowl, which I'm hoping, and they end up not doing that, am I a liar? No, I made a false prediction. Okay, it's not lying. He is talking about things that have yet to come. Okay, he is not really a liar per se. He's just making predictions, so I don't understand why you're calling him a liar. And the truth hasn't even been revealed yet, so I don't know why you're automatically saying that he's a liar, so that's already bias. And then you're saying that, like, it's a lie that he's saying Omar is going to win him Minnesota, which I don't think he's going to win Minnesota, but I think it's going to be really funny when he almost wins Minnesota, because she really does make him look like a 500 IQ person, because she has like I said earlier, like, divide a normal average person's IQ by 5. That's about her IQ. She's not very smart, and she is a liar. So, that's a double whammy. But you know what? I'm gonna be called racist for this, whatever. So I'm gonna stop talking while I'm ahead, because I know my opinion is gonna be silenced, just like you silenced everybody's, because you're a biased source of media, and I don't understand why anybody watches your channel. It is stupid, and I really enjoy the content that you're giving me because of the lies on this channel, so thank you very much, actually. So, but, please stop making biased points. It's really dumb, and it just makes you look bad when you actually get debunked by people who have more than a half a brain.
And then it will be a debate. Wow, is there mass voter fraud in the United States via these mail-in ballots? Let's discuss. One side says this, the other side says this. Thank you, media. He gets positive reinforcement for everything he does in this realm. It's mind-boggling. And there he is, getting cheers for his vile xenophobia and racism. His supporters love it, eat it up. How do you tell a person to stop engaging in vile behavior, a person with the personality disorder that Donald Trump has, of narcissism and just complete disconnection from reality? How do you convince that person to stop engaging in behaviors that constantly help them out and benefit them? You can't. You just have to beat him handily and send him the hell home.
This is the last point of the video. This is also another dumb one. He doesn't have a personality disorder. I don't think, if you're aware of that, you're more likely to have a personality disorder than Donald Trump, which is not surprising at all, actually, but sure. You mentioned that he's a xenophobia and racist, which, once again, makes no sense. He doesn't want, illegal aliens to be ousted. He wants them to be documented. And you cannot say that undocumented citizens are immune to committing crimes automatically because the fact that they've lived through hardships or the fact that they're undocumented. You can't say that at all. Plenty of people without birth certificates right now are peddling drugs in America. It's just a fact. I don't understand why it's so hard for you to understand that it's not just racist. White people do it too. I don't get it. I'm not being racist right now. I'm being a thing called fair right now. I'm judging everything to everybody. I would be just as racist against a white person as anybody else, which I'm not racist. I don't think I am. If you're mad about my opinion, if you're mad about my facts that are 100% true, then sure, I guess you can be mad about them, but you won't say that they're false. So, sure. If you make a video debunking me, I'm going to make a video debunking you. So, I've done my research, so I'll do my research again. And again, and again, and again. Until my computer's broken or my account's banned. So, yeah. And they say that Trump supporters eat it up. They do eat it up, and I'll tell you why. Because it's truth, and truth is what we have not gotten in a long time from a president. So, there you go. That is the end of this terrible zero brain IQ. My brain can't process after watching that video. So, yeah. If you want another debunking video, comment, like the video. Very appreciated. But maybe next time we'll get another dumb channel.